Hi everyone, it's Lydia, aka Thoroughly Rigid, and welcome to another episode of Whimsical Wednesdays, where I discuss tarot themes and astrological events that are affecting the collective energy. In today's video, we'll be discussing the North Node and Neptune conjunction in the sign of Pisces. In order to understand this conjunction, we first have to understand the points and planets that they are between. So in this case, we have to understand Neptune and the North Node. Let's discuss Neptune. Neptunian energy. Now, Neptune rules the sign of Pisces, which is why this conjunction is so interesting. The planet of illusions, the planet of dreams, the planet of the subconscious, okay? It's a double whammy when we have Neptune in Pisces. Paired with the North Node. Now, the North Node isn't actually a planet, it's a point, okay? We have the North Node and then we have the South Node. The North Node is the point in our chart where we're going towards in our life. It's our life purpose. And our South Node can be connected and tied to past karma, past lives, and our past way of living. It's what we're used to. It's what we came, it's the energy that we came knowing already into this world. The energy signature of our soul. But our soul's purpose in this life is to move away from the South Node into the North Node. So, for example, if you have, and let's just discuss the signs we're discussing, okay? Let's segue into that. We're discussing Pisces, North Node, and that entails the opposite sign being the South Node, which is in Virgo. And I discussed this in one of my moon videos. I think it was the first one, the first episode of Moon Forecast Mondays. We're getting away because of the new moon in Pisces. So much Pisces energy lately. So much Pisces, that this Pisces season is just riddled with it. Anyway, we're moving away from that practical, Virgo energy, okay? Overthinking, being overly logical, overly critical. That is the word of the day. Critical, being overly critical. It's not about nitpicking at details. It's about delving into the subconscious, okay? It's not about getting caught up in the nitty-gritty everyday things. It's about, in a sense, because Pisces was originally ruled by Jupiter ruling Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules the bigger picture, okay? So we still have that energy with Pisces, because we still have that energy with Virgo. Now, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which also rules Gemini. And Gemini is the opposite side of Sagittarius. Isn't that funny? Oh my God, like I never thought about that. But in order to understand the energies that we are working with, we have to look at the opposite energies as well, especially when dealing with points such as the North Node and the South Node. Okay, if you came into this world with a South Node in Virgo, you're used to routine. You're used to jobs, getting the job done, the nitty gritty, the details, the chores, the tasks at hand, the trade-offs, the certainty that if I do this, this is dealt with and this is the outcome. We don't have that with Pisces. Pisces is elusive. It rules illusions. It rules delusions. It rules addictions. It rules escapism. Okay? Now, what we need to figure out while dealing with this Pisces energy, what we need to move forward and move through to get to the highest octave of Piscean energy, we have to move through illusions. Nobody discusses this, but when it comes to opposite signs, they hold the same energy signature. It's just expressed in a different way. With Virgo, think about the theme of escapism with Pisces. With Virgo, a lot of people actually use chores and everyday routines as a form of escapism. I know it seems counterintuitive because it's like, well, you're being grounded, right? Because Virgo is an earth sign. You're being grounded because you're getting what you have to get done. But in doing so, you are missing the bigger picture. I have to get this done. I have to get this done. Control. Virgo is all about control, and Pisces is all about the lack thereof. Okay, that's why it rules addictions. Hello, people. When you're addicted to something, you're out of control. And the opposite energy would be Virgo. But the lowest octave, lowest vibrational form of Virgo is being a what? Control freak. Okay. So you do all these little tasks and chores to avoid the bigger picture of your life, the bigger philosophy, the bigger meaning and purpose of life. And Pisces doesn't play that. Okay, Pisces is all about that elusive energy, not knowing exactly what's going to happen, not knowing the consequences of our actions and the extent to where they affect us. Virgo is the total opposite. It's like, I know if I do this, then this will be the outcome, and I have complete control over this because I know exactly what is predictability, people. It's a predictability. You can't predict Piscean energy. You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Okay? It kind of has that Leo risk and reward energy to it too, because Jupiter is like expansion, and then, you know, that kind of like that luck factor. Not so much as gambling, but luck. Okay, it's like, it doesn't make any sense, but it works out anyway, right? Virgo is not about that. It's like, no, this equals this. That's it. There is no luck factor. There is no what you call like it was on the tip of my tongue. There's no X factor, I guess you could say. I can't get it right now, but yeah, there's no it's gonna bother me. Okay, but it's like, you know, X plus Y equals Z or whatever. You know, like there's no variable, like there's no unpredictable variable, I suppose. I think that's it. Variable, you know, there's no unknown variables when it comes to Virgo energy. With Pisces is the unknown variable, is the wild card. It's like, what is going to happen? You know, what is happening? Because it's happening, but you may not know what's happening or what it even means. It's something to be figured out. And in order to figure it out, you have to look at it from a higher perspective. You have to take into account the whole big picture. I just have 444 and 644 on my timer. I have to mention that. Angel numbers, okay? So when we have the North Node being amplified by that Neptunian energy in the sign of Pisces, I mean, that's a triple threat right there. We are like, there is going to be like, you may be very ungrounded at this time, or you may be trying to force yourself to ground. And this could manifest in disassociation because you're like, scrambling to get these things done, trying to stay in, if you're trying to stay in that South Node energy, you're going to be like, I'm getting things done, but I just feel like I'm not here because you're not in alignment. In order to get into alignment, you have to connect to that Piscean energy, okay? And in order to utilize it as best as you can, you have to work through illusions, and you can't distract yourself. This is one of the main points. You cannot distract yourself in everyday chores and little tasks to feel a sense of control. You can't. You have to surrender. You have to surrender during this transit, during this conjunction. You have to surrender. You will be forced to surrender, or you just will not be here. You just won't be here. And you don't want to ride it out and then wait until this transit is over, because with every transit comes an opportunity to level up, to obtain something better in your life, to create something in your life. And Pisces energy is all about creation. And I've been discussing this throughout all my videos thus far, because this energy is so prominent. You have to get into alignment. It is all about aligning your energy with what you really want at this time. You need to use this Piscean energy to your fullest advantage, because we only have this, you know, once a chunk a year, you know? It's not forever. We're going through shifts and changes, but every shift and change is connected to each other. It's just like levels in a game. The previous level, don't just think about, oh, I have to beat this level. Think about, if I beat this level, then I'll be prepared to beat the next one. I have to beat this level in order to be qualified for the next level, okay? And so if you're not utilizing this Piscean energy to your best ability, you will not be ready for Aries season. You won't know what to do. This is what we're using these transits to do. Figure out what actions to take, what direction to go in. Pisces, we have to work on our energy. That is your main purpose for this transit. Working through illusions, working through delusions, disillusionment, getting rid of that bad habit of trying to control everything through little nitpicking and you know, being too self-critical, judging yourself too much for mistakes being made. You need to learn to surrender. In order to progress and move forward through this energy, you have to surrender. You have to face these illusions. You have to decipher reality. And then come to a point in, it's funny, a point in time, because I relate the North Nodes and South Nodes as like time, because North Node is kind of like the future energy. We're going towards, we're moving forward through time. And the South Node, that past life energy where it's like past, right? You have to let go of the South Node, whatever theme the South Node is holding. And in this case, it is the everyday little things that create the illusion that you're in control. You have to let that go. And you have to surrender to the unknown, to your subconscious. That's where you will find truth. And that is where the key to moving forward and progressing your life and creating the life that you want and aligning with what is truly meant for you, that's where the key lies. I think because Neptune also rules that confusing energy, it's easy to be like, well, it only makes sense that like I would ground and I would, you know, I would focus on that Virgo energy or whatever Virgo rules. It only makes sense. But that's the thing. Virgo, Pisces, okay, like feeling, Virgo. So whatever makes sense right now is wrong. Like, I mean, to put it in blatant terms, it's wrong. If it makes sense during this time, it's wrong. Whatever feeling you get, that is going to lead you to what's right. That's going to lead you, that's going to keep you on track. That's going to keep you going in the right direction. What feels right, not what makes sense. We're moving away from what makes sense and we're going towards what looks crazy. Allow yourself to be floaty. Okay? Allow yourself to flow. Allow yourself to surrender. If you, and it's funny because certain energies can make you feel out of control. And then you're like, okay, well then I'll just surrender. But then you're not supposed to surrender. You're supposed to actually have more self-control. This is the one time that is guaranteed that if you just let go and surrender, you'll end up in the right place at the right time. Like, give yourself permission to just be like, Jesus, take the wheel. Okay, this is the one time you're allowed to do that. Fully surrender. And it doesn't mean you don't have, like, you can't do anything. It doesn't mean that you don't have any control at all. It's just like, this is the time where you give yourself permission just to be like, okay, I just have to accept. I have to accept these feelings. I have to go with these gut feelings. This is it. I don't have to use my mind. This is the one time you don't have to think. But still, you have to be aware. You still have to have a level of awareness. But if you're distracting yourself with things, little minuscule things, to make yourself feel in control, you're going to be completely unaware of the energies that are around you and what's actually happening because you're distracting yourself. If you actually want to be grounded and present at this time, you have to surrender. You cannot distract yourself with little Virgo type things. Okay? That means your job, chores. I'm not saying neglect these things or completely abandon them, but I'm saying that they're not going to get you where you need to go. Again, they serve as a distraction. And you'll know what I'm talking about. Because the next time you find yourself being like, oh, I gotta go do laundry. I can't do this thing that I feel like I want to do. I have to do laundry. it'll click. It'll click like, oh shit, I'm doing that. I'm using this as a distraction or an excuse or a reason not to do what I'm actually supposed to be doing, not to put as an excuse to not put energy into where I actually need to go, out of fear of change, out of fear of the unknown, out of fear of the illusions. There's a lot of disillusionment happening, and people, that terrifies people. That terrifies most people. So don't judge yourself, you know, if it's like, oh, you know, but flow with it, surrender to it, and let go of that Virgo energy, okay? Well, that is all I have for this Whimsical Wednesdays. I keep wanting to say Wednesdays. Whimsical Wednesdays episode, okay? Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe for more and comment down below how this Pisces energy has been affecting you so far and what you're going to do with it. And have you found yourself using that Virgo energy, like little things to, you know, grasp at for a sense of control? Has that been affecting you? Have you been noticing that within yourself in your life? Okay, comment that down below. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.